Hi everybody, it's Jayma, and boy did I find a gem to share with you. This is my very first scrapbook that I ever created, circa 2001 maybe. So I decided to start scrapbooking in college, which I graduated high school in '99. So I think I actually started scrapbooking in 2000. In my freshman year, it might have been into my sophomore year. So anyways, 2000 or 2001. And I just found it and ran across it and started looking through it, and wow. So I thought it would be fun to share with you guys. I just used a 3-ring binder. As you can see, I liked using the kind where you can slip a cover page in here. I obviously just wrote with a glitter gel pen, nonetheless, my title. And back then, they really didn't have very many stickers or embellishments, at least that I could find in a craft store, being a young 20-year-old. This is actually trimmed from a magazine, and I think it was a L'Oreal ad. You know how they always had the roses? I loved finding the L'Oreal ads. Maybe it was Lancome. It might have been Lancome, actually. Titles, these are stickers, but just so fun. So I thought it would be fun to take you down memory lane, not only in my scrapbooking journey, but my college days journey. I used just regular office page protectors because that's what I had access to. And there are some stickers that came, you know, the stickers you find at the grocery store or at Hallmark. Very little patterned paper, but I had a little bit. And so it's just fun to look at how far my scrapbooking has come. But, you know, I mean, I would never change this. I would never go back and change this because this is what it was back then. So I wanted to show you guys also, because I'm sure you have older scrapbooks that you don't love. They're out of date, you know, the styles and everything, and you would love to go back and update them. But this is memories right here. Like, I remember putting these borders on and using my wavy scissors to cut out this border, and I was so proud of this page. This was a sorority that I rushed. I went to Point Loma Nazarene University my freshman year, and then I transferred after that, but just so fun. Some Easter, so this is 2001. Now, as I look back at my old scrapbooks, and I've realized this, even looking back at my 12 by 12 scrapbooks now, is how important journaling is. And I'm glad at least I wrote some dates, but they're not on all of these. I wrote my cat's names. I wrote people's names, so at least I would remember names, because a lot of the people, they're not in my life anymore. But I wouldn't take them out of my scrapbooks, because that's my story. This is part of my story. This is the beginning of my scrapbook story. This little kitten, I remember when we got her, my parents left for a cruise, and my sister, without missing a beat, went and called this ad to find this cat and went and picked it up and brought it home when my parents were gone. We were still living at home. She would have been 18. I was 20, I believe. And so this was introducing her to our other cats. And this cat just passed away about 2 years ago. So it's fun to see her as a kitten, and I have no idea where these pictures would be if they weren't in my scrapbook. Again, magazine. I think this might have been like one of those pop-out titles that was around at the very, very beginning of scrapbooking. Titles for magazines, and then just stars from the grocery store. My 20th birthday. You guys, this is me as a 20-year-old. That was my roommate in college. My boyfriend at the time. So fun. I used cardstock and construction paper, so you can see the construction paper has changed colors over time at the top here. Some stickers. Again, this is one of those punch out little titles. So fun. And this was just like office cardstock that I used. Oh, and I used front and back. So like it's one sheet of cardstock, and I scrapbooked on the front and the back. So it's just one page in each of these protectors. But I was starting to get fancy and add mats around my photos, and found some lettering, some letter stickers, and kind of got some design going. A little, this one, I wanted this backing because I thought it was pretty, but that's how big it was. That was from a magazine that I cut out. These, I think I traced something and then cut them out and then drew on the little lines for the light bulbs. I mean, some of these techniques you could do today if you don't have something, an embellishment, a light bulb that you want to use, and you know, you could do that today. I had to get creative because I didn't have much. We have so much at our fingertips now, which makes it super fun. This was wrapping paper. Remember those little tiny stars you saw? You probably still see at Hallmark, the Mrs. Grossman stickers. That's what these are. This big smiley face from a magazine. So 2001. So this is about when I met my husband. So this is my boyfriend at the time, and on New Year's 2001. This is my husband. We had, I think, just met. He was over at my house for New Year's Eve with a bunch of friends, and it was soon after this that we started talking, broke up with him, and my husband and I started dating when we were 20, and broke up a couple times, but in the end we ended up together. So started using some pattern paper to kind of tie the whole spread together. Borders. When I didn't have enough pattern paper, I would kind of do little corners, put some pattern paper behind my title. This is from that smiley face, the big lips. I had a little leftover, so just used a little here. So funny. Notice all the different shapes. I think I had some stencils, or else I would take a cup and trace it, or a bowl and trace it, and then just cut it out. Obviously it's not perfect, but you know, that's okay. I've got all these memories here. I don't care that I don't care for this style anymore. I loved looking through this and seeing all of my memories. I may go back and add a little journaling to some of the stories, like the cat story I told you, that are not written down. And maybe this one, I, said, "We miss you, Grandma." And it makes it seem like this might be my grandma, but that's actually my great aunt. And this was at my grandma's celebration of life in Arizona at the time. And so they had come out, and these are my cousins. And so I wrote this because this was taken at her celebration of life. And if you look closely, you can see the little poster board of all of the collage pictures I had of her that I made for the celebration of life. My cousins after on that same trip. And then, if you can believe it, my grandpa remarried like 6 months later. Oh, we didn't like her. We lost relationship with my grandpa soon after this happened. Went to the wild animal park with him. Yeah, it wasn't a good situation, but you scrapbook the good and the bad. This was a good time with him, but in my later scrapbooks, I've talked about how we've lost relationship with him, and eventually he came around and wanted to have a relationship with us again before he passed away, so that was good, but he did some not good things. This is my mom and oh, this is both me. My sister and I look so alike, so especially in older pictures, sometimes I'm like, wait a second, is that me or is that my sister? So this is that cat that was that little kitten at the beginning. So this cat, his name is Baby, actually Butterscotch, but then we called him Baby, and then it would start that we would call him BB. And do you remember the brand, BB, the store? So this was an ad. So that's why I put that in there. And my sister and her dog, who passed away years ago. So this is my husband when we were 20 and just started dating. Wow, we both look so different now. He's actually filled out and buff now. But now this is basically when our relationship started in my scrapbooks. So it's really fun. Got fancy with some like triangles and stuff around geometric designs. But of course this is construction paper, so that started fading. So we worked at Starbucks and that's how we met. This was our friend who we're still friends with, and he married another friend that worked at, they met at Starbucks too. So fun. We went to Mammoth all the time. His parents had a condo in Mammoth. He taught me how to snowboard, and that was our special place, so we ended up getting engaged there too. So started finding some scrapbook stickers here. You can see all the snowflakes. Those are scrapbook stickers. And, you know, just more kind of the same style. Brought in a rainbow. So fun. This was a fun trip to San Francisco with my family when my dad had a work trip. My husband's birthday, this must have been his 22nd birthday. See, I didn't write that down. Gotta write all that stuff down. Friends from work and such. This is my best friend since 3rd grade. We're still friends. Family, sisters, and then this would have been leaving for Spain. I studied abroad in Spain the summer of 2003 before my senior year. So this would have been seeing me off to Spain before I was gone for the summer. So that was so fun. And then I'll just flip through this one quicker. This was, I guess, volume 2 of college days. So started 2003. So this is picking up after that. I started getting fancy with lettering and backing them with some colors. And my style was starting to change a little bit. Some more scrapbooking supplies had come out, and I think I worked on this a couple years later. So this is the guy in the Starbucks outfit from the previous scrapbook. This is his girlfriend at the time, now wife. So we went on a trip to Mammoth together and went biking and played tennis and went hiking. There's some scrapbook different stickers, getting a little fancier, some more fancier borders and stickers and stuff. Got a little bit better cardstock. Look at this. I mean, I want to scrapbook that picture again. That was my very favorite scenic scene in Mammoth. If you guys aren't familiar with Mammoth, which I'm sure a lot of you aren't, it is in California, in the mountains, kind of by Yosemite, if you know Yosemite. Just gorgeous, gorgeous place, and it's a resort where you can ski and snowboard. So yeah, I went a little crazy with the tennis, found some tennis paper even. 2 tennis titles, you know, I'm probably not gonna scrapbook tennis again, and had 2 titles, gotta use them. So fun. All of our Starbucks friends. You know, back in those days, both of us worked at Starbucks. All of our friends worked at Starbucks. You can see more Starbucks pictures here. Halloween. More, getting into the more scrapbook stickers. I'm not sure what happened here with that page. And then my graduation. So 2004 now, graduating college. And this is going to bring us to the end of my college days scrapbook volumes 1 and 2. Had a little party. Oh, my mom and my aunt are florists. I mean, look at these flowers they made. That's my mom. So pretty. They made such beautiful flowers. And if you're wondering, Aunt Pooh, this is Aunt Pooh. My mom calls her Prune because she's really small. And when my sister and I were little, we couldn't say Prune, and we always called her Pooh. So she's just always been Aunt Pooh to us. And it's always really fun to explain that to new friends who meet her. Aren't those flowers pretty? And then I just put a few cards in there from my graduation and my program from my commencement. And that's it. So I was considering putting these into a new 8.5 by 11 album that's nicer and will hold up better. And I can't decide if I want to do that, if I want to keep it in its original form or put it into something that's nicer. I want to at least put nicer page protectors, I think. Close to my heart's 8.5 by 11 are the same as their 12 by 12. They're just really, really high quality. But let me know what you guys would do. Would you put it into the new album? I'd probably still need 2 albums, of volume 1 and 2, and I could iron on the years and the title on here and maybe on the cover. And then this one doesn't have a cover page, but the other cover page I could even, you know, put in the front of my album since I won't be able to slip it in here. So I'm curious what you guys would do. Would you update it or would you just leave it as is? So I hope you enjoyed that little trip down memory lane. That was kind of fun for me. So thanks for bearing with me, and I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful day.